Christmas Eve was supposed to be easy. That was the lie I told myself while dragging my carry-on across the polished floor of North River International Airport, the kind of lie you repeat until it almost feels true. I was 19, exhausted flying home from my first semester away, and all I wanted was to make my connection and disappear into the quiet of a window seat. Instead, I walked straight into the moment that would change how I see people forever. It started small the way these things always do, a look that lingered a second too long, a pause that felt loaded. I stepped into the priority boarding lane, phone in hand, ticket already pulled up when a voice snapped through the noise of the terminal. "Hey, you're in the wrong line." Sharp, clipped, tired. I turned and saw the gate supervisor, mid-40s, maybe immaculate uniform lips pressed tight like she'd already decided she didn't like me. I smiled, polite by muscle memory. "I'm boarding here." "Seat 1C, first class." I said it calmly, like it was no big deal because to me it wasn't supposed to be. She laughed. Not a big laugh, just a little scoff, the kind that says you're wasting my time. Sweetheart boarding hasn't started yet, and first class doesn't look like that. Her eyes flicked down my hoodie, my sneakers, my backpack. I felt that familiar heat crawl up my neck. You know the feeling when you realize you're being sized up and you already know the verdict. I held my phone out anyway. "You can scan it." She didn't take it. She leaned back in her chair, arms crossed like this was entertainment. "Screenshots don't work here. Go wait with everyone else." People were watching now. Not openly, but enough. The kind of attention that makes you feel smaller even when you stand up straighter. I took a breath. My mom always told me don't give them a reason. "It's not a screenshot," I said. "It updates live. Just scan it." That was the wrong thing to say. Her face hardened. "Are you arguing with me?" she shot back. "'Cause I don't have time for this. We've had scams all week. Kids buying stolen cards hoping we won't notice." That word kids hit harder than it should have. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't even angry yet. Just stunned. "This ticket is mine," I said. "My name's on the manifest." She reached out suddenly and grabbed my phone. Not gently. It slipped a little in her hand and she slammed it onto the counter face down. The sound cracked through me. "That's enough," she said loudly. "Security." That's when things tipped. Not all at once, but fast. A uniformed officer appeared like he'd been waiting for the cue. Big guy. Square shoulders. He didn't ask me anything. He looked at her, then at me, then back at her. "What's the issue?" Refusing to comply, she said immediately. "Suspected fraud. Aggressive behavior. Aggressive." I almost laughed because if I didn't, I was going to cry. "I didn't touch anyone," I said. She took my phone. The officer's eyes slid over me, assessing, calculating something I couldn't see. "Step away from the counter," he ordered. I hesitated just a beat because my phone was still there. That beat cost me everything. I said, "Step away." His hand came out not violent but firm, guiding me back. My heart started pounding loud in my ears. People were filming now, not even subtle about it. "Please," I said. "Just check my ID. Check the system." He sighed like I was inconveniencing him. "Turn around." I laughed, then a small, broken sound. For what failure to comply. The words felt unreal. The next thing I knew, my wrists were being pulled behind me, metal biting into skin, the click of cuffs echoing over the holiday music playing overhead. I stared straight ahead, refusing to let them see my face fall apart. They walked me through the terminal like a warning sign. Cameras up, whispers trailing someone saying, "What did she do?" like I could hear but wasn't allowed to answer. They put me in a windowless room near baggage claim, cold and bright and smelling faintly of disinfectant. They searched my bag, dumped everything out, clothes, books, and then the gift. A small box wrapped in silver paper. The officer picked it up, weighing it in his hand. "What's this?" "A watch," I said quietly. "For my dad." He tore the paper off anyway. When he saw it, his eyebrows shot up. "Right," he said. "Sure." He tossed it onto the table like it was nothing. Something in me snapped, not loud, not explosive, just cold. "You're making a mistake," I said. He smirked. "I hear that a lot." A few minutes later, the gate supervisor walked in, coffee in hand, looking pleased. "Did she confess yet?" she asked. I looked up at her and felt something settle, a clarity. "You can call my dad," I said, "if you want." She laughed. "Oh, I'd love that. What's his name?" I told her. The smile wavered. "Just a fraction." The officer snorted. "Sure, and I'm a movie star." Then the door shook. Not a knock, a pounding, hard enough to rattle the hinges. A voice followed low and controlled like thunder, wrapped in calm. "Open the door." When it swung open, the room changed. My dad filled the doorway. Tall, composed eyes already locked on me. He took in the cuffs, the table to watch, and something dangerous passed over his face. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't have to. "Take those off," he said. The officer stepped in front of him, all bravado. "Sir, you can't be here." My dad looked at his hand hovering near his belt, then back at his face. "You have 10 seconds, he said evenly. "Then this becomes very expensive for you." The supervisor went pale. She recognized him then. I saw it happen. The shift from confidence to fear. A man in a suit stepped in behind my dad, briefcase in hand, calm as ice. Words like unlawful detention and civil liability started floating through the room. The cuffs came off. My wrists burned as blood rushed back. My dad held them gently, jaw clenched, and I realized I was shaking. Not from the cold, from the aftermath. We left. Just like that. The room, the people, the power they thought they had all fell away. On the drive to his car, I finally cried. Big, ugly sobs. He let me. Didn't rush me, didn't tell me to be strong. Later on the plane, when the world felt far enough away, he told me something I'll never forget. He said, "You didn't do anything wrong by standing there." The wrong thing would have been believing them. The video went viral overnight. Not the way I feared. People saw what happened. They saw the assumptions, the escalation, the way authority turned cruel when challenged by calm. The supervisor went on TV, tried to spin it, dug herself deeper. The footage shut that down fast. Jobs were lost. Statements were made. Donations were forced. Justice messy and imperfect, but real enough. A year later, I still think about that day. Not with fear anymore, but with clarity. I know how fast dignity can be stripped away and how powerful it is to refuse to hand it over. So, here's my question to you. If you were there, would you have spoken up or would you have looked away? Was it just procedure or was it prejudice, dressed up as policy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear where you stand because stories like this don't end when the video cuts. They end when we decide what kind of people we're going to be.